And what a picture this is here this morning. I am so excited to be here because I believe that 2014 is going to be the year we take back California. You know, I came to this state with $300 in my pocket. When I left home, I'm the third oldest of 14 kids. We lived in a 4-bedroom, 1.5 bathroom home. Yeah, that 0.5 was real important in the morning. As I was push-starting my VW Bug, leaving my home in Michigan, about half my family helped me. As I turned to wave goodbye, they were inside fighting over my room. But you know, my dad chased me about halfway down the street and he gave me $2 in quarters. And he said, "Son, whatever you do, don't call home." He said, "Get yourself a Coke somewhere between here and California." You know, I should have been worried. I should have been nervous, but I knew where I was going. I was going to the land of opportunity. And I went through a whole bunch of pretty states. I even went through Texas. Didn't much feel like staying. But when I crossed the border into California, when I got down to the beach and saw my first California sunset, I fell in love. I knew I was home. I knew I was in a place where the only limitation on your dreams was what you could imagine and how hard you were willing to work. Within a decade, I had met and married the most amazing woman in the state of California, my wife, Rowena. She was a widow with 2 young boys, and now we added 3, so we have 5 sons and a grandson. And I started my own business in manufacturing. I went into plastics. Remember the movie The Graduate? So here I was living the California dream. And then along came the government. And the government regulated me out of business by driving my customers out of the state. And you know what? I want my state back. I want my freedom back. I want my boys, 2 of whom are here today, to have the same opportunity that I had. I want them to be able to live the California dream without having to leave the state of California. After the last 4 years of Jerry Brown, which started close to 40 years ago, he has taken California from way back then, from first to last in almost everything that matters. We now have the highest income tax, sales tax, and almost every other tax you can imagine. And yet, what do we get for it? Our schools are almost dead last. Our infrastructure is falling apart. And we have a governor that has not created a single private sector job that I can identify, but he's created a whole bunch of government jobs. And the government is the fastest growing industry in our state. And that has become the greatest threat to our future success. So on my first day as governor, I will declare a moratorium on all new laws that contain restrictions on your freedom, on your business, and on your constitutional civil rights. I will use the same bully pulpit that Jerry Brown used to raise your taxes to lower them. Because when government grows and government expands, liberty contracts and opportunity shrinks. And you know what? It is time to make California the land of opportunity again. And that starts with creating private sector jobs. So I think we should unleash California's potential by tapping the Monterey Shale. We ought to frack our way to prosperity and drill our way to prosperity, rather than sitting on an ocean of oil and importing it from our enemies. You know, they did that in North Dakota, so their governor is not trying to force and mandate and dictate a minimum wage to put a floor under the economy, because at McDonald's, they're paying $20 an hour plus a signing bonus. That's the kind of problem I want here in California. You know what? A USC study has said we could create up to 3 million jobs over 5 years and 25 to 30 billion in additional revenues. That means we could get California working again, and we could do something about that mountain of debt and get our balance sheet in order. And the only immigration problem I want to talk about in California is a tsunami of U-Hauls leaving Rick Perry's Texas. And coming back home to California to make California golden again and create jobs and opportunity. But that's never going to happen if we don't fix education. And we need common sense education reform, not Common Core. And you know, that starts by respecting teachers. We have a lot of great teachers in this state, but they are trapped in a system designed to fail. And we need to rescue them. And we have a teachers union that has put the kids last, and it's time we put the kids first. And you know what? When I'm governor, I want to see the best teachers paid more. I want to give them an incentive and have a fair way to measure them, and then have a fair way to transition teachers who never should have been in a classroom with our children to whatever they were supposed to do with their lives. And I don't know about you, but I think we have an incredible opportunity to unite people on the issues that matter to them. And when Jerry Brown wants to put a boy in your daughter's locker room and bathroom, we have an opportunity to register parents and unite individuals who care about this state and its future against a government that has made an incredible overreach into our lives and now has more control over our lives than we do. We have a government right now under a Marxist progressive parading as a Democrat who wishes to redefine man's relation to man. That is not the role of the government. When the government has more control over your private property than you do, that's wrong. When the government has more control over your business than you do and can dictate what you buy, that's immoral. When the government can determine and dump criminals onto your streets and into your neighborhood while making you feel like a criminal because you want to buy a gun to defend yourself, that is un-American. You know what? I want to say one last thing. Democrats are not the enemy. Tyranny is the enemy of freedom. And when the government has become the greatest threat to the rights it was formed to protect, that is tyranny. And you know what? Democrats are our friends, they're our neighbors, they're people we work with, and with the advent of Obamacare, they are potential future Republicans. We can do this. We can win in 2014. I need your help to retire Jerry Brown and replace him with Tim Donnelly for governor. God bless you and Godspeed.
You're right. 10 minutes is perfect. Thank you.